So as you can see, I started planting. This year, I didn't go quite as crazy as I did last year. The onions are coming up from last year. I don't know what I'm doing with onions, so we'll see what happens with them. They just put a couple pepper plants. Sorry about the mess. So I got some peppers planted. Thank you, Catherine. These are eggplants. Antonio purchased these for me because they're purple. Neither of us are fond of eggplants, but he knows that they're purple, so he thought I would love them. That's really thoughtful. And in these, I just planted some seeds so far. I did not do the indoor planting of the seeds like I did last year, because this year was just a little bit too hard on my body. I still have a lot of cleaning up to do. You can see tomato plants so far. Antonio went out and got these for me. He got, I think there's 2 or 3 cherry tomato plants and 2 or 3 big ones, Romas. So that's my start. I don't know if any of you remember from childhood Shrinkadinks. I absolutely adored Shrinkadinks, and I thought, wouldn't they be fun to play with in making miniatures? And they are a lot of fun. I don't have everything that I've created here yet. I'm still playing with it. I just learned you have 10 seconds to manipulate your pieces. So that's a game changer for me. I think I'm going to come up with some absolutely awesome things. I tried a couple handles here. I am going to try furniture legs using similar to this. We'll see. Played around with some buttons, which I am going to soon. I want to some buttons and clocks. Those I made thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I were making a backsplash or something like that? These look sort of intricate, but they were really simple. What I did for those, I have an adult coloring book, and I just cut out strips of flowers. Hang on. So this was one big page in the book. I cut it apart. I taped my Shrinky Dinks to them, and then I just colored them in quickly. I was experimenting, so I didn't go into the detail that I normally would on something like this, because I thought I'm not sure if it's going to work out. So I just did like kind of a quick job. They are all right. I am glad I did not fuss with them a lot. Did not get flattened. I don't know where I messed up. While you can manipulate them for 10 seconds, you need to remember, if you want something flat, you need to put something on it and make sure it's flat. So right away out of the oven, you need to flatten them. Oh, I think if I was going to do a backsplash, I'm thinking of trying these, or if I was going to do a floor, I may reattempt this again. Which I think I'm going to. What I think I want to do this time, though, I think I want to cut out the squares first, and then just make a very simple pattern on each square and try that. So we may see something about that soon. The lid says popcorn with extra butter, which our babies love. Extra buttery popcorn. And as you can see, this is a pretty hefty container for them to share. Pardon the fingernails, because I was outside gardening. Appreciate it. So I hate to admit, I actually, the way I got the popcorn tub, I just saw these fake fingernails when I was looking for other types of containers. And this tub was in the middle. And it was full of fingernails. And there were fingernails all around. And it was $1 half price, so it was 50 cents. And even though I do not wear fake fingernails or have any liking for them for myself, my grandbaby likes them, and I thought I may try to see if there are things I can make with those, because some of them, they seem pretty sturdy. So I will look at that later. Okay, and I'm going to show you my flop, or what I consider my flop. These are popsicle sticks. And what I did was I laid a piece of, I had little squares of fabric. And I laid each little square out, and as you can see, each little square wasn't even as long as a stick. So they're kind of small squares. But I think I got, I forget how many, maybe 6 or 8 sticks out of each square. I put enough space in between each stick. So what I did was I laid the fabric down. I put glue on each stick, laid the sticks on the fabric, pretend it's all the same, and then after they dried, cut them out. Once they were cut out, I glazed them. Odd present. Got it through Walmart. The way I feel that I flopped, especially if you look at the yellow, is these should have been painted white before, the sticks should have been painted white before I put the fabric on them. I'm still going to use these. I don't know about in this dollhouse. What I'm going to do is cut them down into tiles so that they look, I had been thinking about using them in the bathroom here, but I don't see any that at this time strike my fancy. This was an experiment. When I'm doing an experiment, I often use something that I don't, fabric, something that I don't care about. That way I'm not disappointed if I lose it. Thank you for joining me on this lovely Naked Gardening Day, all my friends. And I do hope you got your gardens planted. Hope you didn't get too cold. Glad I wasn't getting bitten up by bugs. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you come back.